So I've heard today that there's two sides to Doug. There's the genius, technological visionary, and there's the humanist. And it's been an issue of neither the twain seems to meet in so many camps and discussions. I met Doug through this humanist side. I have to say I met him, I'm actually one of the minions who, my first encounter with a mouse was the first Macintosh with a mouse. I didn't know who Doug Engelbart was till I saw a Vanity Fair article in which he was in the center of this wonderful fold-out spread, and he was the eminence grise surrounded by all the other billionaires of Silicon Valley. I thought, who is that? Then I'd had a long-standing friendship with Karen O'Leary, and she interviewed him for an article shortly after he was given the top prize in science. And I got to know him as a friend. And what I have to say is that I got to know this remarkable love story and how gratifying it was to see that a person can have a great third act. I come from the world of storytelling, from Hollywood, from cinema. I work in cinematic story development. I'm a professor at USC. I'm a producer. And right now I'm working on a documentary which includes Walter Murch, who's sort of the philosopher king of editing and sound. And if there's any art form that is completely assailed by science and technology, that would be cinema. And I was just reading a quote on the way up here in which he was discussing the early days of his sound and editing on Apocalypse Now. And he said if we were to look a thousand years from now back at cinema, in the first generation of cinema in the 20th century, we would be looking at it as if, how did those medieval people make that Gothic cathedral? How did they do it? And he said that in his study of science and technology, and Walter Murch is one of these Renaissance men who's so much more well-rounded than cinema, he said that he began to study the masters of mathematics and engineering, Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo, all those. And he said that those who master the form eventually find themselves back at love. And I read that just last night, and I thought that described Doug for me, that he had mastered the form and found himself back at love. And what he had given us, all of us, was a portal by which we can talk about collective intelligence. We can talk about all these wonderful things and the hope for the future that we might maximize what his vision was. But what we are on is that great evolving trajectory of a discovery of wonder and love. Thank you.